Are your Pinterest ads not spending their full daily budget? Here is what you can do. Welcome back to the Kordial Media YouTube channel. My name is Adriana and I help Shopify e-commerce businesses and influencers drive traffic and sales utilizing Pinterest. In today's video, I'm going to tell you what you can do to try and get your ads to spend on Pinterest. Sometimes this happens where you kind of, implement a strategy and you don't really know why it's not spending. So this is why I'm here today. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit the big red subscribe button and to hit the bell to be notified every single time I post a new video here on the Kordial Media YouTube channel. Without further ado, let's get into the steps that will help you get your promoted pins to spend. First thing to keep in mind is how long have you been running your campaign? If it's only been launched for about 2 days and it's not spending, this could be completely normal. If you're seeing your campaigns are not spending after 4 or 5 days, then there's definitely a problem. But the first 2 days, if it's not spending, that could be completely normal. Especially in Act-to-Like, it tends to take a couple days to start to spend, and then a traditional campaign usually takes about 24 hours before it starts to spend. So that's something to keep in mind. Number 2, how big is your audience size? If your audience size is under 5 million, then it could be that your audience size is simply too small for the budget that you provided. Normally, you want an audience size that's over 5 million, especially if you're going after cold traffic. If you're going after retargeted traffic, like you're retargeting the website visits in the last 30 days, then maybe your website visits are just too small. Anything below 10K for retargeting is not really advised to run, or we don't really see as great of success with. But if you have traffic in the last 30 days that is above 10K, then your campaign should start to spend more easily. How to increase your audience size when it comes to a cold campaign? Well, you need to add in more interest and more keywords. So really try to aim for 5 million minimum, and the more interest you have in there, the bigger the audience size, the better it is for your campaigns. The next thing you want to look at is actually if your interests are overlapping or not. If you have overlapping interests across multiple ad groups and or campaigns, then it's probably the algorithm is confused as to where to spend this budget. So you really want to make sure that your interests are not duplicated across campaigns and ad groups, unless you're using the same interests in different campaigns that are going to different countries. So if you're advertising in one campaign to Canada and you're advertising in a second campaign to the US, and in both of those campaigns you have the parenting interest, for example, that's fine. But if you are advertising both to the US and have the same interest in both campaigns, then it could be hurting your results, and it could also be the reason why your campaigns aren't spending. The next thing to look out for is how many ad groups you have within one campaign. The Pinterest best practice rule of thumb is no more than 4 ad groups per campaign. So if you have more than 4 ad groups, it could be that the algorithm doesn't know where to spend within those, more than 4 ad groups. Really try and keep it to 4 ad groups. And if you want to launch more than 4 ad groups, then just launch a separate campaign with those extra ad groups altogether. If you have 4 ad groups, the algorithm will be able to spend your full budget. But if you have, more than that, then there's a high chance that it doesn't spend your full budget, simply because it doesn't know where to allocate its spend. Another thing that you really want to look out for when it comes to your promoted pins not spending is the creatives that you've launched. Have you duplicated your creatives across all of your campaigns, or at least across some of your campaigns? If you have duplicate creatives across your campaigns, usually the budget again doesn't know where to be allocated to. So you want to make sure that you're not duplicating creatives across ad groups or campaigns. You should really have unique creatives for everything, again, unless you're advertising to a different country. If you're wondering actually how to optimize your promoted pins, you can download my free cheat sheet guide in the description box below. It outlines different scenarios that you may see with your promoted pins, and it explains exactly what you can do to optimize them as a result. The next thing you want to look at if your ads are not spending is when is the last time you actually raised your budget. If you are the type of person to raise or decrease your budget every single day with your Pinterest ads, it could cause your ads to go in to be reset so often that your ads just no longer spend. On Pinterest, you don't want to increase or decrease your budget by more than 30% once a week, or the campaigns get thrown back into learning and don't really know how to adjust as a result. They're really sensitive, the Pinterest campaigns, so you have to treat them with that sensitivity in mind. And if you just, increase or decrease the budget a couple days ago, let it run for 7 days and then see after that if it starts to spend again. If you'd like an expert like myself to look over your promoted pins, feel free to book a meeting with me. It's totally free. You and I can chat about your Pinterest account and see if we're a good fit to work together. If you have a question about anything we discussed in today's video or about your promoted pins in general, feel free to write it in the comment box below. I'm gonna wish you a lovely rest of your day as well, and we will chat in the next video. Bye for now.